Gaffer, 4 goals, another home win, 3 points at the end of what's been a really momentous week for the club. You must be delighted.
Yeah, really pleased. Obviously a lot going on this week with the stadium reveal, 150th anniversary, so you want to focus on the football at the end of it and give the best performance you can, and I thought we did that. We started really aggressively. We could have scored in the first minute, I think, and that set the tone for the match, and then we pushed on from there and deservedly win the game.
We've spoken before about fast starts here, Portsmouth and Millwall, but that start again today was probably the pick of the bunch out of those 3 games.
Yeah, it probably was actually, because we were a little bit longer, I think, to score in those games. So yeah, I thought we were really, really quick out of the blocks. Obviously, you're never sure what to expect. They were working hard. Obviously, they've got a new setup and some quality players, some experienced players. So, but I think what was the difference was the intensity that we played at, and the rhythm was really high, and it was difficult for them to keep us down, really. So we created chances and scored some good goals.
We'll probably talk about each of the goals, but that first one, lovely pass from Alex Cochrane down the left, wonderful touch from Damari Gray, and delighted for Marvin to get his first goal for the club. Yeah,
it was good. It was a really good move. I think the football was crisp, very precise, good movement, without the ball from Damari to get in behind the defence, and then obviously the touch and then the pick out, and then Marvin in the right position. So in terms of footballing goal, it was one of the best we've scored this season.
And you want to try and get a second goal when you're that dominant in the game, and it came down the right hand side with Patrick, and Jay's there, right place, right time to make it 2-0 just on about 20-minute mark.
Yeah, exactly. I think we got the ball to Pat a few times 1v1, and again with Pat, because he's left-footed, they might show him to his right, but he goes on that side and he uses his right foot really well, so that makes him a really difficult winger to stop, and he crossed the ball again with his right foot, and Jay getting in for his goal. Yeah, I thought Jay again was really strong today. Always we'll look at them without the ball, what they're giving in terms of the defensive work, and Jay does that bit really well, but to get a couple of goals is excellent for him.
Is it fair to say we had a strong shout for a penalty just before they made it 2-1? I mean, Phil's been booked for something very similar earlier on in the game, and not sure why that penalty wasn't given. Yeah,
I've not watched it back. It's one of those I don't feel like I need to, because I feel like I saw it clear enough, and it did look like a penalty from where I was standing, and on another day it could have made a difference that we didn't get it. So, but these are the honest mistakes from the officials. They're trying to call the game as they see it, but it did look like a potential penalty.
When we were on top that much in the game, was it disappointing that they halved the deficit in the manner that they did?
Yeah, because I don't think they'd had a shot on goal at that point. I don't think that really came from a shot on goal as such. It came from a cross that was that broke out, and we've been organised and solid, and we just got a little couple of details wrong in that move, and it opened up a crossing situation, so something to learn from. But I think what it did do, it made us realise that the game is always alive. You always have to be aware that situations can happen. It was probably a good reminder at that stage, actually.
When they get a goal like that, when they've been pretty much under the cosh, it gives them a little bit of a lift. So how pleasing was it from our point of view to extend that 2-goal advantage again right on the stroke of half-time, similar to the way we did in the Millwall game?
Yeah, I think timing is everything, as they say, and I think the timing of goals can be critical to a football match, and just before half-time to get the third one was really important, because it just gave us again that bit of a bigger margin. We could reset, and I think when you are winning, like we've had a few games, whether it's 2-0 or 3-0 or whatever, it's easy then to sort of sit back, and I think we're at our best when we are pushing forward. So as a reminder to the players to continue to try to score the next goal, because that's when we're at our best.
You just said there your message to the players after the half-time break in the previous games was to try and get the next goal, keep playing. Was it a case of the same again today?
Yeah, definitely, because I think naturally you can sort of go into a safety mode, which is possible to play okay in, but you're never going to be at your best, and I think there was no need for us to drop back into that too soon. We had to go attacking, and really try to bring the similar intensity. There was no reason not to, and again I'm pleased with the second half start, and getting the 4th goal gave us a really strong position in the game.
Jay's taken that really well, hasn't he? But I want to talk about Damari Gray's work ethic in that. He's won the ball on the halfway line, he slid Jay in. It's a wonderful finish.
It is, it's really good, because he's tactically picked a really smart moment to jump up and press. I think to commit to that jump and then to win the ball is a good thing, but then to slide someone in through on goal is as good as you can get from a defensive action into an attacking action. So and Jay has got a bit to do there, because you're through on goal and everyone will say it's one-on-one with the keeper, but there's so much options there for you. So just lift it in like he did, keep it down. Really, really good goal.
When you win 4-1, is there any disappointment in the fact that we did give up a few chances in that last sort of half an hour of the game? James has made a really couple of good saves.
I think we'll always try to measure ourselves by high standards and say, look, we want to, keep a clean sheet and not concede chances. But at the same time, it's football. They've got some quality players. The two front boys for them are strong strikers at this level. I knew that they would have a threat going forward, and they had a few set pieces. It was more set pieces it was coming from, really, and they got some big boys in the team as well. So we had to deal with that, which you have to do in a game. We have to be humble enough to accept that there's two teams on the pitch, and we have to deal with some defensive moments, and manage to do it, and obviously win the game with a big margin.
Just want to ask you about Mark Leonard as well. He's come into the team today. We lost Pate to the injury against Middlesbrough. He's a big player for us, but Mark's come in, slotted in seamlessly, and you've spoken recently about how professional he's been. Yeah,
Mark's been excellent. He's one of those players that, like Pate in some ways, maybe doesn't sometimes get the credit he deserves. He's a very good player, team player, disciplined player, will do his job for the team, whatever the conditions, whatever the venue. He's played a lot of football for me in the time I've been here in the last 18 months. Maybe not as much as he'd like, but he's always, when called upon, been really reliable, and I'm really pleased for him that he's delivered that kind of performance today.
Just finally, the atmosphere here is always top tier, but 150th anniversary celebrations today, to get the win on such a special day for the club, couldn't have gone any better, really.
No, it's a week to enjoy. I said to the players that in football you have to enjoy the good days, the good moments. You have to, because it's not always that way. So it hasn't been that way for a few years and sometimes at this club. So it's a really nice week for us to have the excitement of the stadium reveal. A momentous occasion. 150 years is incredible. Football club, one of the oldest football clubs in the world, and then you've got the football game to deal with, and to win it at home in front of your fans. It's been caps off a really, really good week.
Well done.